And if you want us to change claims, give us some time to do that. So the situation was that we had somebody in Japan file a complaint with the FDA. Now, this person, as it turns out, is a distributor for another network marketing company. So he said, hey, this company, LifeWave, they're putting stem cells in the patches and they're putting drugs into their patches. It caused me harm and this kind of nonsense. So that got to the FDA. The FDA contacted us and said, you need to tell us more about this product because it sounds like you have a drug. So we responded and we said, look, none of what's in that letter is true. Here's our documentation. You have our manufacturing records already. And this is a non-transdermal product. It's phototherapy, says so, right on the website. And that's our position. So that addressed 80% of the concerns that the FDA had. So the FDA said, look, we're changing our position on stem cells. Position that we're taking are that stem cells are drugs and that they're going to be regulated that way. And so I said, all right, I get it. If we're talking about injecting stem cells, they should be regulated as drugs because the risk is so high. But you can't tell me that if a natural product has a favorable effect on stem cells, that we can't talk about it. So I use glutathione as an example. And I said, here's a clinical study that's published by the National Institute of Health that says if you increase glutathione, glutathione supports the health and the vitality of stem cells. And the response from FDA was, no, you can't say that. So I think there's some room for pushing back on this, but that's the position that they're taking, which I personally don't agree with. But leaving that aside, that's the position that they're taking, and the government has the right, to make those decisions. That's why it's so important that we have free and fair elections, so we can get people in that set policies, that are reasonable. And we all know that, things like the vaccine, we were censored, not us, LifeWave, but people were censored for talking about the vaccine, saying, that it originated from a Chinese lab, that the vaccines don't work or they cause harm. And now, of course, the former director of the FBI came out and said, yeah, the virus originated from a Chinese lab. And the CDC came out and said, yes, vaccines, if you got vaccinated, you're more likely to get the next strain of COVID.